Zach, I'm just wondering what you can take from the last game, the offensive success that you guys had in the last game, and take it into this game. Are there, anything that you saw from last game you feel like you can carry into this one?
I would just say, obviously, the first 8 minutes weren't good, but I thought the consistency throughout the final 52 or so, whatever it was what we want to take away. I think being able to sustain that pressure throughout the whole game, being down by 2, tying it, and then going up by 2, and being able to hold on to the lead in the third. So I think just being able to maintain our pace of play throughout the whole game.
Second row right, Bob.
Mattias, can you just talk about embracing the opportunity that's ahead of you guys tonight? Yeah, it's stressful, but this is what you live for, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's realizing the opportunity, too. I've been in the air now for over 10 years, and I've been to one final, and that's, I guess, 1 in 10. So to have this opportunity in front of us, just to make the most of it, embrace it, as you said. Obviously, everybody knows there's a lot on the line, and everybody wants it, but you got to take a deep breath at the same time and just cool yourself down and make sure you're staying composed and not get too far ahead of yourself in these kind of situations. So I think we've done a good job of that so far.
Second row right, Mark.
So, Zach, it looked like we kind of learned last game that when the Oilers play their best game for a long period of time, it's good enough. It can win. Does it become about, trying to play your best game? You're not going to play it for 60 minutes, but does it become about trying to play it for as many as you can?
Yeah, I think that's the nature of the game. I mean, I think everybody wants to play their best at all times, but obviously you have another team that's pushing back and that wants to do their best too, right? So I think for us and pretty much the whole series, it's whoever's been able to kind of establish themselves for longer periods of time, right? And I think 2-goal leads haven't been great to either team, right? I think so. I think being able to just maintain your pace of play, even when things aren't going well, and just keeping things simple, is going to be important. But I think we're at a point now where each team knows how each other plays, and we're now in Game 5, where it's 2-2, best of 3 to go to the finals. So I think everybody will be ready, and it's a huge opportunity.
Stay in that same row, Andrew.
Mattias, just wondering what you've seen from Broberg to be able to come from the AHL playoffs to being on the outside to right in the middle of an intense series and performing well.
Yeah, I thought he played a really good game last game in Game 4. I hadn't seen him in a while on the ice. Well, obviously we just practiced, but that's a different thing. But I've heard all these good reports from the minors how he's doing awesome. So it was really fun to see him come up. And I think at times before maybe he's been a little shy of the moment and maybe it got a little big for him. But I thought last game he looked like he embraced it. He looked like he was ready to be there and to be a part of this. And I mean, obviously I'm a fellow Swede, so I'm rooting for him. But at the same time, he's what we need. You need the depth in these situations to come through. It can't just be the 20 guys every night. It's got to be about the depth, and he's a huge part of that for us.
Fourth row right, Tony.
Question for each of you. I'll begin with Mattias Ekholm. In the last round, exact same situation. Game 5 on the road. You guys were unable to get the job done in Vancouver, but they say adversity is a great teacher. So I ask you, what are some of the lessons you learned from last Game 5 that you hope to correct here tonight?
Yeah, I thought obviously Game 5 didn't go the way we wanted to. I thought we played a decent game, but that's the name of the game right now. You can't play decent, you can't play good. You have to play great, and you have to do it for, as we said earlier, a longer period of time than the opposing team are doing. So I thought we came out Game 6, Game 7, obviously of that series, and showed that we had learned some of those lessons. And I think, as you're saying, sometimes you hit a road bump, you're going to test your team, right? You're going to see what we're made of. And I thought in that series that helped us a lot, knowing that we had to win 2 straight to even move on. And now we're here again, so we're not shy of that situation. But obviously we'd like to win tonight and flip that script a little bit. But yeah, I think we're ready for it, and I think we learned from it.
Thank you for that, Mattias. And Zach, I just want to ask you to reflect a little bit. In the last, well, I guess I should say a few years ago, you signed a big deal to come here in Edmonton. How do you kind of describe the process that's taken to get to this moment right now, 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup final? You guys are focused on Game 5, but just the journey, making that decision a few years ago and now being here.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're making a decision of where to go, for me, I've said it multiple times, but it was always about the opportunity to win a Stanley Cup and where I thought the best situation would be, and I've said it many times, but it was always Edmonton, and to be able to come in and play with great players, and have an opportunity in the role that I'm in to help the team progress. And I thought each year we've taken a step, and first year we made it to the conference finals. Nobody really thought that we could get there, but we did. We played against Colorado, and they were a better team. And then obviously last year we progressed. We played against Vegas, and we had an opportunity to win that series. And then we thought that it was our best chance to win. And now this year, again, we're now in a best of 3 to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. So every year I think we've progressed, and now we're in a position that we haven't been in before. And we have the experience kind of to reflect on different situations and different series, like you mentioned, being down in a series, being up in a series, what it takes to win. So I think we're ready to go out and have a great game. And it takes everybody in the room and more, like Mattias said. But obviously couldn't be happier with the decision I made 3 years ago, and very excited about where we are and the opportunity we have tonight.
One more back right, Daniel.
Mattias, just back here. I think we all understand there are two very good teams here. There have been some wild momentum swings and changes within games. Given all that, do you think it's even possible for a team, obviously you'd want it to be you, to assert yourself for a full game, or is it about weathering some of these storms that you're going to have to?
I certainly hope so. I hope we can build off what we did for the last 58 minutes, or not, 52 minutes of last game, where I thought we did that. I thought we played a really smart, sound game after we got the lead at that point too, and that's been kind of the struggle. So with saying that, momentum rarely carries over from game to game. So it's about a new challenge tonight, and as you said, we've seen some momentum swings throughout this series, but if you look at it, it's been the team that can pull away from that. Even like it's been 2 games that have been even going into the third that we've end up on the wrong side of, and then there was one that was mid second and it was tied, and you just need that next goal to kind of go ahead, and that's where our focus is at. Like hopefully we can pull away early, like that'd be great, but at the same time, I think we've learned, again, we're going back to the lessons you learn in the playoffs. You got to go through it to see it, and hopefully we've learned from it.